Welcome back to Method Cooking! So today I was cleaning out the fridge, freezer, pantry. I found some imitation crabs, some spinach, some jalapeños left over from the garden, some artichoke hearts in the pantry, some garlic, and some cream cheese in the fridge. And so I'm going to make kind of like a spiced crab jalapeno spinach artichoke dip. Got a couple onions, going to get everything mixed up, and it's a good way to just kind of like use up what you've got and make something absolutely delicious. So before I use the cream cheese into everything else I'm going to mix it up with, I like to whip it. It incorporates a lot of air, creates a lot of volume, and you end up with a lot more than you started with. With the frozen spinach, I squeezed it pretty much as hard as I could to get all the extra water out. So I'm going to add that to the cream cheese mixture. Now we're going to get that mixed up. So not to make this like your typical cooking show, but I got everything chopped up in bowls. I did it myself. I didn't have anybody behind the scenes doing it. But between the onions, artichoke hearts, crab and jalapenos, I chopped everything up small because we're going to throw it in a dip. So I want it to be kind of like easily spreadable and accessible as far as like the bread or the chips it goes on. But we got everything ready and we're going to go into a pot. We've got a little bit of canola oil and we're at like a medium-high heat. We're going to bring in the onions, get those mixed up, a little bit of salt, again it's going to help those kind of caramelize and cook. Behind the onions, I'm going to do a scoop of minced garlic. And with that, we're going to come in with those jalapenos. A little bit of cooking is going to help with the heat and help kind of, I don't know, kind of like ease out the heat, but still keep the flavor. So onions, garlic, and jalapenos in there. We're going to do a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Stir that around, followed by artichoke hearts. We don't want to add this mixture to the cream cheese while it's still hot. So we're going to turn off the heat, add that chopped crab. Yes, it's imitation crab, I know. Mix it up. That's going to help cool it down. Then we're going to pull it off to the side before we add it to the cream cheese. I also found some frozen mozzarella in the freezer, so we're going to add that before we add the spinach, or not the spinach, but like the artichoke mixture. We're going to mix that up for a little bit. With everything cooled down, we're going to add the crab and vegetable mixture to the cream cheese and mozzarella. Then we're going to mix it up a little bit more just so everything is totally incorporated, and we're going to end up with a delicious mix or spread. We've got everything mixed up in the KitchenAid here. You don't have to use KitchenAid. You can totally use like a bowl and a spoon or a fork or whatever you got. I got some rolls out of the freezer because I'm trying to use up what I've got. So we're going to mix everything together. Whether you serve it cold, whether you serve it hot, it's going to be absolutely delicious. The mix is ready. I've got some buns out of the freezer. So we're going to toast these off. I'm going to drop them off so you could either stuff them if you wanted to, or rip them into little pieces and almost use them like chips and dip. We've got the dip completed: crab, spinach, artichokes, cream cheese. All of it was just sitting around between the pantry, the fridge, and the freezer. So it's using what you've got, method cooking style, and making something absolutely delicious. If you're going to serve it hot, I cooked off a bunch of biscuits, rolls, that were also sitting in the freezer, and then over here kind of a cold style where it's like a crudité, which is the rich person word for cut up vegetables, to use as a dip. But it's using what you got, not following a recipe and just kind of adding this or that until it tastes delicious. If it doesn't taste good, add stuff until it does. As always, thank you for watching. Love it, like it, share it, and I'll see you next time.